What's up, y'all? Welcome back to On Point, the Mindset podcast for dancers, artists, athletes, and creatives. I'm your host, Latte, aka Lottie Dottie. Welcome back for another episode. We are on episode 27. And fun fact, my husband read somewhere that if a podcast can get past 27 episodes, they're like more likely to continue on. Like you've made it past the trial subscription and we are now permanent. So it's been my goal since the beginning to get to episode 27 and here we are. That's so cool. So I'm excited. I hope you're excited too. I have a bunch of stuff planned for the new year. But I digress. Let's get into this week's episode. So this week I wanted to talk all about navigating challenges because whether they're big or they're small, inside the studio, outside of the studio, life is full of them. We're going to have challenges, and it's important to have a game plan when you run into something that is particularly stumping your season of growth, your season of winning, whatever it may be, and how to kind of strategize through the challenge and like what the challenges can teach you. Because I'll save a little tip for you at the end, but there's a special way I like to think about challenges, okay? So this episode is really for everyone. You guys know I like to make my episodes for literally everyone. And I'll be using some examples from my life because I encountered a challenge actually literally yesterday. So I'll give you a little background before we get all up into it. But basically, I finally have found myself back in the studio this week, which feels really good. I was going through it with this time change, dude. You guys, soon as it's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm like, it's a wrap. It's 10 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock. Don't ask me to do nothing. Okay. So I've just been in like bed mode. Okay. So I was like, no. I'm getting my ass up. I'm going to a class. And I was like, I saw Nicole Kirkland is now, did you guys know that she teaches on Wednesdays at 88? This was like new to me. I guess this is like her new spot. So I was like, yo, I'm in there like swimwear. So I was like, let me go. It was hip hop. So I was like, thank God, because I just don't even feel like putting on a heel right now. Like it's cold. Like I just feel like being in my baggy, like hip hop mode. So we was in class. We was getting it. We was having a good time. It was fun. My friend Brenda was there. Like I was feeling it. And then we're like, okay, we're going to take it down to the floor. She's like, we're going to add some floor work. And I was like, okay. And just a little side note, before I went to this class, I was like I said, going through it. As soon as I got off work and took a shower, got in my bed, bundled up in bed before class, which is already bad. That's not like, knowing me, I should be doing some squats, some hip thrusts, some freaking abs, something to get my blood flow, stretching, all the things before I go to class. Like you guys know that I need to be physically present, okay, in order to succeed in class. So already starting off a little wonky there by just showing up to class, doing a few twists and being like, yeah, that should be good. Anyways, so we take it down to the floor for some floor work. And I was like, okay. And we had to do this like leg switcheroo and then like a little back bend action to get up. Okay. First couple times I do it, I'm like, smooth, baby. Like I've been in the gym. The abs are strong. Like we feel good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right? Now, that like fourth time I did it, I didn't really engage my core like I probably should have, like I definitely should have. And my low back, oh my God. The 30 years old, it caught up to me, okay? And I got up too quick and I was like, there goes my back. There goes my lower back. And I tried to like just, play it off where I'm like, okay, maybe it's just like a little fluke. Let me just like do a little stretches. I'm cool. No, it was progressively getting worse. Now I kept dancing on it because like, what are you going to do? Like I'm going to keep doing it. Obviously I limited that movement only to a few times because I was like, I don't want to keep doing this. You know what I mean? But, I did definitely keep doing it like a few more times. And we filmed and the whole thing. So I was just like, whatever. I'll be fine by tomorrow. Child, I got in bed last night and I was literally like Googling if I am going to wake up paralyzed. Like, I'm like, can you break your back but like keep moving, but then like wake up and like not feel your toes? Like, I was near tears. Like, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was at a 10 last night. Oh my God. I was in so much pain. So I was really bummed out. Like, this morning, I'm like, all right, I'm supposed to see my trainer today and tomorrow. Not gonna fucking happen because we be doing a lot in the gym. And I was like, I cannot do this. So I had to text her, hey, can't see you. I had classes planned today, can't go. And this is my current challenge right now. So during this episode, when I'm talking about challenges, I will be talking about this current challenge because this is a challenge for me. I was like, okay, my mindset has changed. Like, I've been in the dumps for a little bit. Like I said, it's been winter time. I'm in hibernation mode. And then, I've got this second wind. Like, yo, we about to be in classes, like about to be in a cold class, like the rest of the year. Like, we in this thing. My birthday's coming. Like, I'm feeling good. And then boom, back. Like, ugh. So I'll be using this specific challenge as my example for you guys. Okay. So that was way so much of a explanation. Anyways, challenges are a great way to discover, I like to call it like secrets about ourselves. Like, I think they're a really good way to kind of shine light on some blind spots that we have. Like, how we deal with challenges is how we deal with everything. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you guys have heard me say how you do one thing is how you do everything, because it's true. How you deal with something that's really hard is another great way to show you how you deal with everything. So like last night, boom, my back is hurting. I'm going to ignore it and get through. And I would say that's pretty true for when I'm dealing with hard shit, when I'm dealing with something, I'm kind of like, all right, like I'm going to grit my teeth and get through. But to what extent? Because later on, I'm suffering or I'm feeling overwhelmed or I'm feeling some type of way, like how I was last night when I'm laying in bed, like Googling, am I going to be paralyzed when I wake up? Because, oh my God, right? I want to also say it's okay to encounter challenges. Like, for you to think that you could just go about your life and never come across the challenge is absurd. You're going to come across challenges, and that, I think, it's the point. It's important to understand that hard shit happens, and also to look for challenges, because it's going to make you operate outside of your normal. It's going to make you push yourself to try different things. It's going to try to make you think outside of the box. And that's so important for you to also do. You know what I mean? What I think is not okay is to allow yourself to give up so easily. I think that have faith in yourself. Like, whenever I come across my students and they're immediately like, I'm not going to do good in this, but here I go. Or like, I don't really think I'm doing a good job, so I'm just going to stop this style. Or I'm like, yo, have a little grit, my friend. Have a little like oomph. You've got this. And I'm always like a big support. Like, I will always fight for you. I will always, like, if there's something right now in your head that you're like, I'm not really sure of, I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to let you give up. Let's put some pressure on it. I'm going to put some pressure on you, friend. We got this, okay? So don't allow yourself to give up just because you encounter a speed bump, just because you come across something hard, okay? You got to fight for it, and I'm going to fight for you. With that being said, I like to think of challenges as stepping stones to success, right? It can't all be smooth and easy. If it was all smooth and easy, don't you think everybody would have done it? The thing that you want to do, like if it was just smooth sailing, don't you think everybody would have done it by now? Of course. So for you to just think that you could streamline straight through is, get that out of your head. Okay. Don't do that to yourself, because it gives yourself unrealistic expectations, and you don't want that. You want to know, hey, it's going to get hard. And sometimes I even have to remind myself when shit gets hard, I'm like, What, you thought it was finna be easy? You thought it was finna be that easy? Come on, friend. Like, you got this, okay? Challenges are not made for you to give up. They're just made for you to rise to the occasion. And that's really what you need to take when you're coming to a challenge. That's what you need to think of. I also think it's okay to like allow yourself to pout for like a day. It's okay. Like my back, I was pouting all day at work. Honestly, like I think I even snapped at my like front desk people. Like I never snap. I'm like always like chipper, dude. I love my job. And I think they were like coming to get me and they're like, yo, you're like kind of taking a long time. And I was like, I'm going to be slow today. I'm just letting you know. Okay. So that's what it is. And they're like, kind of looked at me like, damn, this bitch is crazy. And I'm like, I'm not sorry because my back hurts, but like, I'm going to be kind of like a little prissy crybaby today. Okay. Tomorrow, we work on trying to heal and we work on trying to engage our abs and like try to rehab. Like I know exactly what to do in this situation because I've been in this situation with my back in the past in years. I have not had a back injury. Like, girl, we almost made it all of 2023. No back injury. Wow. That would have been amazing. But it happens to me when I'm feeling overconfident. I knew better than to not engage my abs. Anyways, I digress. But my point is, allow yourself to pout. Allow yourself to like be like, damn, this sucks for like a day. Because if you just ignore your feelings, if you just ignore that, like, it sucks because challenges suck. Like sometimes shit is out of your control. Sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes it's unfair. Sometimes like it like things are stacked against you. Like it's not, challenges aren't always like your fault. You know what I mean? And so like you're allowed to be like, this sucks, dude. You know what I mean? And you can vent and you can like, if you know that one friend that will like allow you to vent, like go call them up, tell them, hey, I just want to vent right now, but like this sucks. Okay. Get it out. Like when you try to hold it in, like everything's fine. I think that's when the challenge really eats at you and you feel so alone. You feel like you're going through it, like I said, by yourself, and it feels like so much bigger and like you can't fix it. Okay. So just like allow yourself to like get it out and talk it out loud. Okay. So some things to think about when we are presented with a challenge. Okay. The first thing I like to think about is, what is the actual challenge being presented? Because we're like, our brains like to create patterns. Our brains like to create reasons, right? That's just how our silly little hardware works. We want to create a why for everything. So, last night I hurt my back. There was a split second like after class when I was like overstimulated from class and it was late and I was tired and I got home and the kitchen's messy, like whatever. And I was like, oh my God, like I'm falling off. Like I'm like being a shitty dancer. I'm not, I start having that negative feedback loop with my head about all these reasons why I hurt my back, when what is the actual challenge that's being presented? I hurt my back because I didn't warm up my abs. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. There is no, I hurt my back because I'm not a good dancer. I hurt my back because I'm not applying myself right now. I hurt my back because I'm inconsistent. Like, no, I hurt my back because I didn't warm up my abs. Point blank, period. And like I said, a lot of times when a challenge comes and hits us in the face, because it blindsides us at the worst times. Challenges always come they're not going to come when we're like prepared for the challenge. That'd be too simple. We have to differentiate the facts from the feelings. Maybe like, I don't know, you're not getting picked for, like you're going to this class or like you're trying to get into this training program and you're just like consistently not getting in or something. Maybe that's your challenge. And your brain wants to make a pattern out of it. And, you start to go down this, like, I'm not good enough. Well, maybe I'm just, I'm not really meant to be a dancer. Well, like I'm just, now what am I supposed to do with my, like this whole, you go down this whole negativity route when like, maybe like the program's full. Boom. Like maybe your skills just aren't up to par, period. Like, we have to stop making our challenges into these whole stories. And I know, like I said, we're like creatures, like we want to create a reason for everything. So it's very, very natural for us to want to see a problem and like create a whole why. But really, like, there is no why. Sometimes it is what it is because it is. Maybe it is because, like a concrete, like, you need to get your skills up, or I didn't do abs, or like, it doesn't have to be a whole story. So I like I said, you need to differentiate the facts from the feelings, not don't incorporate the feelings into the reason why. Also, I want you to recognize when something is out of your control, and you need to just accept it. Like, I'm not going to be a rocket. I'm not like, I'm 5'1". It's out of my control, babe. That is a challenge that, like, it is not I release that challenge from my brain because it's something that's completely out of my control. Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, some things you can control. So like in my case with my back, I'm completely in control of doing abs before class. And even though I hurt my back, I should feel empowered that going forward, I have control over this situation. Me being Rockette, I cannot grow overnight, okay? It's not going to happen for me, okay? So release that from my brain and don't make that my challenge. Good. The next thing I like to think about is, what is this challenge teaching you? Is it teaching me to do something, or is it teaching me not to do something? If you look for a lesson in your challenges, you will never lose, ever. You will never lose. Look for the lesson. So I learned my lesson. And when I was thinking about it today, I was like, I really haven't been prioritizing, because I know in like earlier this year, man, I was really prioritizing ab work every single day, and not even like heavily weighted ab work like I do now in the gym. I was doing like Pilates home workouts like every day after work, and I felt so engaged, felt so ready. Like in class, when I would do anything, I felt so solid, dude. And every time I've taken class now, it's like I keep up, I'm faster, my retention's better. But shit like this happens where a fluke, I hurt my back, and it's because I'm needing to do something. I'm needing to incorporate my ab work again. Maybe your challenge is teaching you not to do something. Maybe, you're going to a class and you're not receiving feedback from a certain teacher, and, it's causing you a lot of stress. It's causing you a lot of heartache. You're not feeling seen. Well, maybe this challenge is teaching you not to go to that class. Or maybe this challenge is teaching you not to expect external validation from your teachers, right? Because teachers are just humans anyways. We facilitate the growth, but at the end of the day, it's up to you. And so maybe that's your challenge is, maybe I need to not rely so heavily on the opinion of a teacher and start to look internal, right? So is your challenge teaching you to do something, or is it teaching you not to do something? Find the lesson. What can we learn here? There's always a learning opportunity. Every single challenge that you can ever encounter is always going to teach you how to approach it next time, right? So say if this comes up again, what is it? Fooled me once, shame on you. Oh no, fooled you once, shame on me. No, fooled you once, shame on you. Fooled me twice, can't get fooled again. No, I'm just playing. You guys know the actual. If you didn't get that reference, I don't know. We can't be friends. We could be friends. I'm just kidding. Anyways, number 3. What is a different approach to this challenge? So you're going to have a challenge, right? And it's going to stump you. It's going to stump you sometimes, right? Where you just keep on working at this challenge and you can't get past it. Well, what is a way that we can pivot? What is a way that we can approach this challenge in a different way? So, I guess with my ad work, it's not a good example, but I will give you a better one. I was trying to get signed to an agency like the beginning of this year, took a big break. And then I submitted to some agencies like a month ago, a couple weeks ago, didn't hear back, right? So then now I'm like, okay, let me put that back on pause. Well, coming in January, when I try to, submit to agencies again, what is a different way that I can approach this? So I was trying to think about it, like, how can I do this again, right? Because if you do the same things over and over and over again and you get the same results that you're not looking for, isn't that like they say it's the definition of insanity, something, something, something? I don't know. That's just what they say. So next time in January, I'm like, okay, how can we approach this situation differently? What was I doing or what was I not doing before that I could do next time? So I thought about it really hard because, we've been trying to do things our own way. We've been trying to do things just like by ourselves. And I've heard that it's very helpful to have some sort of like reference, right? A reference from somebody else. So I'm like, okay, that is a way that we can pivot. That is a way that in January when I'm, trying to submit again, that I can take that route. I can try that way. I could try to approach this challenge a different way, right? So you have to think about your challenges in a very there's not one way to achieve something. There's so many different ways to achieve it. And you just have to keep going at different angles until finally you find one with the pathway of least resistance, right? Or the pathway that works. It's also important to remember, so if you have a challenge and you just really can't break through, you need to make some radical changes. And that's kind of like what I was thinking too. I'm like, all right, we're playing it safe. We're doing it like a very slow way. Like maybe there's something more radical I could do. Maybe I can really, try to get into a mentorship or really start to reach out. Like I really haven't been reaching out as much as I can. Like you really have to do something radical in order to get some radical results and allow yourself to do different shit, right? So even me, like I'm very type A. I love to do the same shit every day. I mean, look what I do for work. I do the same thing every day. It makes me so happy. But, for dance, that doesn't really help me. And so I have to be able to release that kind of type A, kind of rigid, monotonous. I don't know if that's the word. The doing the same thing every single time type shit. And be willing to be so fluid with how I approach different challenges, because especially dance, it's like always changing and the industry's always looking for something different and working with different people. So you really need to be open to like being fluid with shit. And so, yeah, that like in January, that's my game plan. Like all of December and January, like approaching this in a different way that I have not been, in a radically different way that I have not been. And it's also important to like recognize, like with your challenge, if you're like not, if you're not breaking through that challenge, if it just keeps stumping you, like, have you really exhausted all of your efforts? Are you giving up too easily? Because more than likely you might be. And like, have you truly exhausted all of your efforts? Like, be honest with yourself. It's easy to like give up because you don't have to, work hard. You don't have to have those negative feelings of not being good enough or living up to like your standards, or you're not breaking through that challenge. But like maybe there's things you can do, Amy. Did you guys get that reference too? Maybe. Latte with the weird fucking references. But no, there is things you can do. And I think that there's always something you can do. There's always something you can do. Even when you feel like there's nothing I can do, there's probably something that you can do, but you have to really think hard, sit in it and look for what you can do. Awesome. The next thing I want to talk about is with challenges, you have to also ask yourself, like, on the other end of a challenge, right? We have success. And what exactly does that success look like to you? Like, what are you really expecting out of this challenge when you reach the other side, which is success? Because you have to understand that success comes in different flavors. Like, I tell my clients, like, what were the mental wins and what are the physical wins? right? Because you're going to have two different ones. So in my case, hurt my back. Obviously, my physical win would be rehabbing my back, feeling good, and going forward, like strong abs. Boom. Very surface, right? Physical win. Now, what's the mental win side of that, right? The mental win is going to be me sticking up for myself and not giving up, because as much as I want to just, roll over and be like, fuck it, old, back hurts, hang it up, bitch. Like, right? Actually, I don't want to do any of that, but I'm just saying that's extreme. Sticking up for myself and being like, no, we're going to do this. The other mental win is going to be like implementing and sticking to a routine again. That is such a mental win. Oh my God. We talked about routines, last episode or the weekend before, the week before. You have to understand that being able, like getting a habit down and then having that habit and thriving off of that habit, that is a mental win. That is a mental win. Okay. You have to really ask yourself, like, what is the physical wins, which is just going to be like surface level, but what's the mental win associated that? Look for the wins, and you have to actually train yourself to look for the wins, just like you're looking for the lessons. What are the wins out of this? And the last thing I want to talk about is what is the opportunity that is going to be arising from this challenge, right? Because we can always take away something from our challenge. So in my case, with my back, I want to say that the opportunity that is arising from this challenge is to really take back control of my my schedule with my abs. I was so on it. I don't know what it was. Look, I could say all the excuses in the world, and I really want to blame daylight savings on it, like everything that is going wrong for the past month. I've been like, oh, it's because it's getting dark at 4. Okay, girl, whatever. Okay. But at the end of the day, what is the opportunity that can arise from this challenge? For me, taking back that 45 minutes to an hour when I get home to really implement some good habits as far as getting my core strength back. Okay. Like the beginning of the year, she was on top of it, doing ab work every single day. I felt so solid. I felt so good in class, right? The opportunity that's also rising is to feel good in classes again, not feel shaky, show up feeling so warm and prepared like I used to. The opportunity that's arising is to finish off strong with the year. We're going to finish the year strong. I cannot let this year get away from me, y'all. I swear. But the opportunity that is arising is to really finish off this year strong. So look for the opportunities that are arising out of the challenge, because there's always going to be one. There's going to be a lesson, there's going to be a win, and there's going to be an opportunity for you to rise. Don't let these challenges take you out. They're going to come, okay? They're going to come, like I said at the beginning. They're meant to come. If you're not getting challenged at all, where is the growth? I think challenges allow for so much growth. If we were never challenged, we would never grow. And I feel like dancers and athletes, we know that better than anybody, because that's what our teachers always tell us. If you are just getting through things really easy with no challenge, then how are you ever supposed to grow? So I think it's really important for us to remember that outside of the studio as well. If you're never challenged with anything, if nothing is ever difficult, if things are always easy and going your way, then where is your opportunity for growth? Where is your opportunity to arise, right? To rise to the occasion. Awesome. Well, this is your friendly reminder to go do some abs, as I will be doing this weekend. Man, I swear nothing is more humbling than a back injury, but I do have all the tools to get back on track. So that will be me this weekend. I will be back. And yeah, that's all I have for you guys this week. And we're like I said, episode 27. I'm super juiced. I got some cool stuff in store. So finishing off this year strong. We got some more episodes before 2024, and make sure you send this to a dancer, artist, athlete who is dealing with some challenges. We can get through them, y'all. We just gotta get through them. And make sure that you leave me a like, comment, share, subscribe, rate. You guys know I always like to shout you guys out. Thank you a million times for always supporting me, supporting the podcast. And I will talk to you guys later.